Yeah, man. Hit that spotlight on.
I still gotta get used to the spotlight on me for the first 2 minutes.
Well, good brother, I am excited to say that I know we're a couple minutes early, but we are live. Let's get it.
All right. So, good evening, brothers, family, friends, and community members. Welcome back to launch week of Impact 1914 YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed yesterday's powerful conversation with Brother Mike Harvey on the origin and the vision of the Black Spin Initiative. Tonight, we're going to keep the momentum going. This channel is the official home for the Eastern Region Bigger and Better Business virtual events in partnership with Impact 1914 team. It also serves as a living library, preserving our resources, conversations, and impact for years to come. We are honored to have our Eastern Regional Director of Bigger and Better Business, Brother Roshan M. Howard, leading these efforts, keeping us connected, informed, and inspired. Tonight, we for our second Impact 1914 live episode, we welcome Brother Charles Jones, the newly elected International Director of Bigger and Better Business. Brother Jones truly lives Bigger and Better Business. He is the founder and CEO of C&B Consulting LLC and a 2025 inductee of Who's Who in America. At this time, I'd like to pass the mic to the host of tonight's show, Brother Director of Bigger Better Business Regional Eastern Regional Director, Brother Rashawn M. Howard.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. I am so excited to have this brother on with us today. Brother Charles Jones, our International Director of Bigger and Better Business. We are going to have some great discussion for those who are on with us. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe while you're here and put your notifications on for all the things that we have going on. First, let me say congratulations, Brother Jones. You not only ran a great campaign, you were concise, and we understood exactly where your passion, your inspiration, and your love for BBB was. And the brotherhood spoke when we were down in Tampa and elected you as our international director of BBB. And we are looking forward to what you have coming. You've already started off strong. The team is enjoying working with you, and we know it's just the beginning. And so today, we want to learn a little bit more about you. The Eastern region wants to learn a little bit more about Brother Charles Jones, understanding that you got your niche starting in Bigger and Better Business all the way in South Carolina as a South Carolina director of Bigger and Better Business, state director of Bigger and Better Business, and then you went on to be the state director of Bigger and Better Business in your current region, and then you moved on to be the regional director, and now you're here. So tell us a little bit, Brother Jones, about your passion, your inspiration, your zeal for Bigger and Better Business, where it started, and how it got you where you are today.
Well, first of all, thank you, Brother Howard. It is truly an honor for me to be here this evening. I am truly grateful, and I'm grateful to be able to serve. And that's near and dear to my heart. So, where did it all start? Most people don't know this, but as a young boy growing up in rural Mississippi, my dad is where it all started. My dad was a hustler. Okay, he was an entrepreneur in his own right, and I say that because we lived in an area that was poor, but my dad had a record shop. My dad owned a pool hall. My dad owned a used car dealership, and guess who had to be there at the cash register at age 8, 9,
You,
10 years old? I was
you.
there. That's really where it started. And so I went on off to college. My degree is in finance.
Mm.
I have an MBA. Even though my nearly 30 years in HR, and I retired as the VP of HR for Kraft Foods for the North American Sales Organization, oh, by the way, was responsible for $16 billion in revenue. But that's where it started. And so I didn't know that, of course, I crossed at Jackson State Alpha Beta chapter in 1984, but I had no idea that this young, black, poor boy growing up in rural Mississippi would now be the international director of Bigger and Better Business for the greatest fraternity on God's green earth.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
that's really where it started. That's really where it started, brother Howard. And so it went on from there. And so now I'm just grateful. And my passion, my real passion, my true passion is this. My journey and my purpose in life is to ensure every young male, and I'm gonna put a designation on that. Every black boy who wants to know about entrepreneurship and want to know about business, who think that they can't. I want to be an example of
Mm,
what's possible.
mm.
That's my driving force.
You can't be what you can't see.
You can't be what you can't see. And
Mm-hmm.
don't tell me you can't do it once you see it.
Mm,
Don't tell me you can't do it.
mm.
It takes discipline, it takes persistence, and it's going to be a struggle. But that's my reason for doing what I do, and I'm just blessed to be able to do it in an organization that I love, and that's my fraternity.
Oh, I love it. So you talked about as a child, the entrepreneurship spirit was installed in you because you come from a family of entrepreneurs, right? Talk about your professional career with the HR background. However, how did you parlay that HR background to running your own business and being the founder and CEO of the company of CMB right now? Talk about that.
Great question. So when I knew, well, first of all, in order to know where you're going, you gotta have a plan, right?
Mm.
I knew 5 years before I retired. I knew the date, the month, and the year that I was going to retire. 5 years in advance. So what I did was I started the company, CMB Consulting LLC, 5 years before I retired.
Mm.
And so my intent was and so when I went home to visit my dad, and I told my dad I wanted to retire. My dad says, "Well, what are you going to do, son, after you retire?" And I said, "You know what, Dad, I really don't know." He said, "You've been in HR for 25 years. Why don't you continue to do that?
Mm.
You already know it. You're good at it."
Mm.
And that's what we done. And so basically what I've done over the past 11 years, 12 years now, everything that I did in craft food that was HR related, whether it was leadership development, whether it was executive coaching, whether it was training, whether it was benefits and compensation, I started my own business. Kraft gave me all of this knowledge, all this experience. And oh, by the way, Kraft Foods paid for my MBA, sent me back to school.
He said, and I got my education
And
through
I
there
got my
too.
education, I got my MBA. And so I mean, what I'm doing now is what I did with Kraft. I'm just doing it for my own self, and I have my own business, and we're doing quite well over the past 12 years.
I love that. And so a couple years ago, I was at a leadership conference, the Clark Institute. And I had the pleasure of going to dinner with some of our prominent brothers in this fraternity. Um, and one of those very honorable brothers, I asked him for a piece of advice. And one piece of advice he said to me was, Sigma doesn't make you a leader. Leaders bring what they already have coming to the table into Sigma to help Sigma be a better place
Mhm,
for the community.
mhm.
And so, as I think about your story, Brother Jones, and what you've already done in your contributions to Sigma, what advice do you have for those aspiring leaders
Yeah,
who are doing great things in bigger and better business outside of the fraternity
yeah,
that has that zeal and that passion for entrepreneurship,
yeah.
for small business ownership, right? For career growth, all of the things, professional development, those things that they might be doing outside. What advice do you have for those on how they can take those intangibles, those skills, and bring them into the fraternity and help build our younger brothers, the younger generation, and those behind them and our communities that we serve?
Yeah, great question, brother Howard. I think what has to happen is this. Number one, and you said it already. You must be passionate. You got to have passion, not to check a box, not for a title. You got to have passion. And what is passion? Passion is having a love and affection for something.
Yes, sir.
You love and you have affection and you're passionate about your wife. If you don't have that, real brothers, especially real brothers in the East and in the South, they see through BS.
That's so true.
So they're gonna expose you. If you're doing it for all the wrong reasons, you're gonna get exposed.
Mm.
And I used to tell brothers all the time, listen, I don't care about votes. I'm just trying to make a difference. Use me, and I'm bringing my skills and talents to Phi Beta Sigma to help others grow. Okay. Now I'll be honest with you. I don't want to talk. I don't want to do this, brother Howard. But I'm gonna brag for a couple seconds. I made my first million at age 41.
Mm.
I just turned 60.
Mm.
And I made several since then.
Mm.
And I tell brothers, and I really do mean this, I'm not asking Sigma for no money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
They be asking for our stuff. Sigma take our money now. They be taking our money.
In Sigma, you're gonna give, not you giving, you're not receiving money. I'm not asking Sigma for a title because when you've been an executive in the #1 food company in the world, and if you created and you started your own business and you've been successful for 11 years. And oh, by the way, you've written 5 books, 2 of them are bestsellers on Amazon.
Mm.
When I show up, brothers, I want brothers to understand I'm not doing this for show. I'm doing this because I want to make a difference. So that passion has to be there. That's number one. Number two, I can't come to Sigma and say I want to be the director of bigger and better business, and I don't know nothing about business. I'm a janitor. I've been a janitor for 20 years. No, I'm not talking negative. I'm just saying I'm bringing my skills.
Right. Let me just sit in this spot I don't know too much about because it's an open spot and it might be easier for me to get.
Right.
So I can wait to get the next spot. Yeah,
Right.
nah.
That ain't no. I mean, so everything I've done has been intentional. When I was BBB for South Carolina, I was BBB for Illinois, I was Vice, I was RD for Great Lakes. I waited for the right time because I felt like, okay, maybe the fraternity need my skills and abilities. Not that I wanted a position, but maybe I can help this fraternity progress and advance and elevate. And so for me, passion, skills, and abilities, it's got to be there. Because brothers see through BS, and they're gonna call you out.
Absolutely.
And so that would be my answer for that.
Absolutely. Well, let's pivot a little bit and go deep into where you see BBB going.
Yeah.
And Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated over the next couple years under your leadership. What are some major initiatives that we're currently doing that you like, and what are some that you like us to improve upon and or add to fit the vision that you have for us?
Another great question. Thank you. Couple things. My motto, my MO, or my banner and what I'm doing in BBB and our team, not just me, but us, are 3 things. Number one, we want to advance the current BBB programs. Advance. Not just do status quo, but move forward. Advance me. That it's a verb, it's an action verb. Something's got to happen. Number 2 is leverage our external partners, which I think we can do a better job of that, and leverage external partners. The third thing is, which is really an overarching theme. We want to elevate the BBB experience. So before I tell you what, I'm going to tell you why. Why did I focus on those three things? Number one, black people only make up 4% of all the business owners in this country. 4%.
Mm, mm.
4%. Oh, by the way, we make up over 14.5% of the population. So coming from finance, and my thing is this. So if we're 14.5% of the population, really the goal or the metric should be we should be about 14 or 15% of
There's a
everything.
gap. There's an absolute gap.
That's a gap.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we close that gap? It becomes an issue for me. Now, here's another thing. Black people only make up 4% of franchise owners.
Mm.
Only 4%. We only get 2% of federal contracts. And there's $700 million in federal contract dollars for us to get. We only get 2%. We only make up 1.5% of the Fortune 500 CEOs.
Wow.
1.5%. Oh, by the way, out of 500, there's only 8. 5 men, 3 women.
Mm.
So why? That's my why. And Phi Beta Sigma is the vehicle and that's the foundation of how we can change
Mm-hmm.
the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? Number one, when I say advance the current BBB programs, you brothers, the directors of BBB in all 7 regions, the appointed BBB team committee members are doing a great job. Great. But what we can do better is how we need more data to be able to make those tough decisions and help drive the direction on
That
which
seemed to be a
we need to
buzzword
go.
this week during the launch week. Data.
Okay, we need
Data,
data.
data. That's a buzzword.
All right. And so how do you go from A to B if you don't have any data or any controls in place?
Mm-hmm.
We gotta have it. We don't know if we really impacting, when the end result of what the return on investment, we gotta have that to help guide us. That's number one. And that's just an example. And I use, BBB is one, just a lot of things there. And the next thing, so how do we want to do this leverage external partners? So for example, what I'm doing personally, and we're going to build a team. That's why I reached out to you earlier today, and I reached out to all of the regional directors, getting some names. We have to figure out how to leverage our partners, such as the Hope Foundation.
Yes.
Everything that we do from a BBB standpoint and programming, I would say 60% of our programming initiatives can be done through Operations Hope.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to maximize that opportunity and leverage their resources, not our resources, their resources.
It's already there. Why reinvent the wheel, right?
Why reinvent the wheel? And here's what I mean by that. Number one, we have secured the Hope Foundation creating a BBB cohort group to take us through their entrepreneurship track. They've agreed to 20 to 25 Sigma men to start out
Mm.
to go through their entrepreneurship track. That's number one. Number two, they've agreed to, and we have an MOU that's going to be signed at the next general board meeting. They've given us an MOU to help. They want us to be mentors to college students, black college students who are business majors. A great opportunity for us. In return, what we're getting out of them is sponsorships.
Mm.
We're actually looking at the cola company, and this is why I'm here today in Cola, Wisconsin, because there's some money to be had, and I even secured the brother president to come with me. But we're looking at maybe $50,000 to $100,000 in sponsorships for our entrepreneurship summit, things of that nature. The last thing is this entrepreneurship summit is going to be huge. We're talking, I met with Brother John Hope Bryant last week
Mm,
to come, and he's going to really look at being our guest speaker. I've talked
that's
to
awesome.
brother, I've talked to Brother Frazier about
Is
coming.
that an exclusive? Wait, where I get the alarms? Get the alarm sound. Exclusive. We have a
Exclusive.
Phi Beta Sigma
Yes,
exclusive from the
yes,
international director of BBB.
it's going to happen. We're going to get huge brothers who are headliners who are going to come to the summit. Business owners, entrepreneurs, Donahue people, they're coming, right? To talk to us. And guess what? It's going to be open to the public. You got to register. It's going to cost you to come and hear all this great knowledge. We're going to have a panel. We're going to have workshops. We're going to have a networking session where we're going to mix and mingle in the evening where brothers going to get a chance to have one-on-one time with all these great Sigma businessmen. Things of that nature. This is out of the box thinking that we're doing, Brother Howard. Big things.
I love it.
Big things. So
I,
that those are,
I
those are some of
absolutely
the
love it.
those are some of the out of the box things that we're doing. Now we're going to continue to do what we're doing with programming and all that. We're not changing that. But right out of the gate, those are three things that we feel are innovative. And oh, by the way, Brother Howard, I spoke with Brother President. He said thumbs up on that pilot that we talked about having. So
Love
so
it.
I'm working it. I'm working
Love it.
it.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. They getting all the juice. They getting all the
they,
juice,
they
Brother
getting it
Joe.
all.
They
They
getting
getting it
all the
all.
juice, man. They better subscribe and join us when we get on these lives
Hey,
now.
hey, bro, man, listen, I'm giving way more than I'm giving way more, but I gotta tell him this because why? Your very own brother Rashawn Howard is gonna be leading some of this stuff. So I gotta tell y'all up front.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I absolutely love it. And over the last couple months since you've been elected, I've had again, we have some great brothers working in BBB. And I've had a number of local ambassadors of BBB reach out to me. I know they've reached out to you.
Yes,
And it's like, I want to meet the new director. I want to talk to the new director. And I love that passion, and that passion is great. And so I want to help them out a little bit. And I'm going to ask the questions that they would love to ask you if
yes,
they had an opportunity to be one-on-one with you. And one of those is, for our local directors of bigger and better business, for our
yes.
local ambassadors, what would you like to see from them
Good question.
in their work?
Good question. Here's what I would like to see. Okay, for example, we did a heck of a job. I say we, the regions, you all did, and the chapter BBB directors did a heck of a job with Black Business Month, right? Sigma Business Week. We did. I mean, I saw all these things on Facebook. But what's missing? For me, what's missing is we can do better with showcasing and highlighting those
Mm-hmm.
Black businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. When I got showcased, when my business got showcased with the Chicago Defender, the oldest Black newspaper in the country, I felt like I was on top of the world because I was recognized. We've got to do more as a fraternity, and it starts at the grassroots. It starts with the chapters, brother Howard.
Mm-hmm.
The chapters have got to start consolidating, doing some reports, doing some flyers, giving those to you coming to me, and we saying let's showcase. I don't care. Let's clog up the airways with that ISQ weekly updates. Let's make it all BBB stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
You know,
sir.
but we want to recognize our
I
brothers.
do by the way, brother director, I do my best at doing that on the Eastern regional level.
Yes,
And if Honorable 28 is watching and brother Ben Austin is watching, they always laughing in our bi-weekly meetings And I always joke and say, well, what are the other directors, program directors doing? Because, I seem to be taking up all of the publicity here.
I love it.
As a running joke.
I,
By the way, y'all are doing a great job, Dr. Hall and Brother Stiff. Y'all are doing excellent work in social action and education. I'm just joking. And yes, I'm with you. Let's flag up the newsletters.
Let's do it. But here's why, because our brothers are doing so much great things. And listen, it's not all about the fame and glory, but every now and then you need a pat on the back or you need a little direction or a little attaboy to say, you know what, keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Mm-hmm.
What we also can do better at the chapter level is this: get more involved in the community, get the community involved with things such as when we have financial literacy sessions or workshops. Let's not just make it the chapter members. Why not open it up to the community, to the churches, to the schools, whoever? Open it up and let's think broader and more, and let's cast a broader net, not just with our membership, but with the members of the community. Financial literacy, VITA, blacks, all these things. Okay, so that's what I would love to see more from the chapters is recognizing our own and getting more involved and casting a broader net in the communities.
I love that. I love that. And that is so vitally important. And I do see an uptick in that in the Eastern region. And I'm going to do my best, Brother Jones, to ensure that our state coordinators of BBB are really, really honing in on that on a local level and even on the state level, and especially on the regional level, to make sure that we're highlighting
Yes,
Black businesses across the communities that we serve,
yes,
and just as important, highlighting Sigma businesses,
yes,
right?
yes,
Right. Putting them on a pedestal, making sure that they know not only do we see them, we
yes,
support you, we're going to put our money and our dollars with you,
yes.
and we're going to ensure that others in the community support you and put their money and their dollars with you. So that's great. That is a charge that I'm going to take back and I'm going to personally hold on to, and I'm going to deliver that to our team to
Wonderful.
make sure that we do a better job at that, Brother Jones, because at the end of the day, you're right. The more we amplify, the more people, you can do great things, right? And it's not about title and recognition and acknowledgement.
Mhm.
However, recognition and acknowledgement moves people off the bench
Absolutely.
and gets them
Absolutely.
working, right?
Absolutely.
So we want to
Absolutely.
definitely make sure that we're doing that, not just for our Sigma brothers, but for those other Black businesses
Yes.
and in our minority economy as a whole.
Absolutely. And Brother Howard, we can create a little healthy competition is good.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Healthy competition brings out the best, right? It makes all of us
Yep.
better, right? As long as it's
Yep.
healthy and it's done in the right way, right? It's great. And so I think we can do a better job with and healthy competition as well.
Definitely, definitely. Last question before we close up. Ladies and gentlemen who are watching, we appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. This is going to be all things Eastern Regional BBB, everything that we're doing virtually. And we are speaking currently with our International Director of Bigger and Better Business for the greatest fraternity from East to West, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. And Brother Jones, again, I want to say I appreciate you for jumping on and having candid conversation with us about your career, your passion, and your love for BBB. I want to stay on the topic as we close out of our local directors of BBB, because it's the ground roots level. It's the boots on the ground where the work is really, really being done. And if you had to give one piece of advice to our local directors of Bigger and Better Business on what is the first step you want them to take today, tonight, to get started, to make BBB more efficient in Phi Beta Sigma, what would that piece of advice be?
That's really that's a great question. For me, I would say at the local level, those directors in the chapters, small wins. Start with small wins.
Mm.
Because listen, the more small wins you get, the easier the larger wins become. Something small to a chapter BBB director, it may not really be small. Maybe small to them. But don't get discouraged. Go after small wins first. and let the big things kind of take care of themselves. And the last thing I would say is this: don't be afraid to ask and reach out
Yes.
and say, hey, listen, I don't know. I need some help. I need a resource or two. So those are the things. I mean, it sounds simple, but years and years ago, 40 years, 38 years ago, 35 years ago, that was me. And so I'm just giving you, but I was always this big thinker, right? This big thinker. I want to do it big. But at the chapter level, sometimes you have to start small to get some wins on your belt,
Yes.
to build up your confidence, right? To understand, who you can depend on, and to become credible,
Mm.
to become credible
Mm.
in your chapter as well as in the community.
Mm.
Okay. But if you
Mm.
don't have any small wins, and then you go to the chapter president and say, I want to do this big thing, and you don't have the credibility, or you're not reliable,
Mm.
or you're not vulnerable to say, I don't know what I'm doing.
Mm.
Those are the things, those are tangible things I think are very, very important.
Mm. Credibility and reliability, two huge, huge big ones.
Yes,
Appreciate you for that's a drop the mic moment. That's excellent piece of advice. Not just for our local brothers, but man, that's great advice for all of us.
yes,
And Brother Jones, again, we thank you. We appreciate you for the work that you're doing, for answering the call to serve on international level. We know that that's not easy. And we thank you for being where we need you to be when you need to be there, right?
yes.
And what a great conversation, brothers and ladies, whoever is on this call watching on the Zoom watching. We appreciate y'all for joining us. Keep tuning in. We're back again tomorrow. Get ready to have Brother Joshua close us out. Keep tuning in. We're back again tomorrow. But again, Brother Jones, thank you so much for joining. And I am going to pass the mic for closing remarks over to Brother Wagner.
So thank you, Brother Jones, Brother Howard. Man, what an incredible evening. And just listen to the two of you just talk about beginnings and what bigger and better business can do, not only for the fraternity, but for us as a people as well, just moving forward. With that being said, I'm gonna close this out. So thank you all for joining us for episode 2 of Impact 1914 Live. A special thank goes to Brother Charles Jones for sharing his vision and his leadership with all of us, and to everyone that's working behind the scenes to make this launch a successful social pitch. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow, same time, same place for episode 3 on our launch week series. Oh, and while you're here, please, 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 don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, and turn on your notifications so you do not forget any more of our upcoming Impact 1914 programming. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
All right, brothers, enjoy your evening. And ladies and